do it.
Welcome back to A Work in Progress with Mark and Pete.
Hello.
We're so happy you're here.
It's very exciting.
It's so exciting. I'm hot.
You're warm. You're sweating. You just did a workout.
I did, but I didn't like. Then I get to the point where like I just can't stop sweating. It's just so much
continues.
fun. I just want to keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, like the intense, high intensity workouts. It's not just the calories you burn during the workout. It continues after, which is why they like compound on each other. So that makes sense. Yeah. Because you continue to burn calories post workout versus if you go for like a walk or a light jog, even if it's a pretty long distance jog, they say that post workout like calorie burn doesn't really happen as much, which is why it's more efficient. Yeah. It's more efficient to do a high intensity workout for like 30, 35 minutes than to do a low intensity walk or jog for even like an hour.
Ow. Because
you're compounding the calorie burning post workout when you do the high intensity.
So if I do the high intensity, it's like I'm working out all day long. What are you saying?
It's closer to working out all day long. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if I can blame that though, because I've always been a sweaty person.
Yeah, well, that's a factor. There are just some people who sweat more. I've noticed that over the years too.
When I lived in Florida, it's hot in Florida.
It is,
and very humid in Florida, and so I was just always sweating. Always sweaty.
Gosh, dude, it sounds so uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah,
uncomfortable. I would go to church. And I would tape paper towels to the armpits of my shirt so I wouldn't pit out like in the first 5 minutes. But I'd still sweat through the paper towels.
It's a fantastic idea.
Sweat through.
Man.
It was intense.
Speaking of sweating and pits, I used to be an antiperspirant kid. Yeah. I haven't used antiperspirant in probably like 3, 4, or 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, I just use the regular deodorant now without the anti-sweat, antiperspirant. I actually got a rash from Old Spice not that long ago on my pits, and I looked it up, and apparently a lot of people were getting it from whatever they put in it. So yeah, I was like, screw that.
I don't know anything about this topic because I didn't know there was deodorant that wasn't antiperspirant.
Yeah, it's just for the scent.
Really? Yeah,
so there's deodorant that says antiperspirant on it, which is supposed to like basically clog your pores so you don't sweat as much in your pits.
Doesn't work.
One, it doesn't work, and two, it's probably not good for you. Yeah.
So then they have like just normal deodorant. It's just like putting cologne on your armpits.
Basically, I think. Yeah, I think so.
But it doesn't control how much you sweat.
Right.
It's like covers up like the smell.
It's like spraying Febreze in the toilet after you go.
Yeah.
It's just a scent to cover up the stink.
Necessary though.
Necessary.
Have you ever used that poopery?
I've seen it.
It works.
Does it?
Yeah.
You're supposed to do it first, right?
Yeah, you spray it first, and then you go to the bathroom, and then you're good. It's like nothing ever
Interesting. Happened. I think inventions like that are pretty wild. Yeah. Most inventions are wild. I heard somebody talking about like manifesting things, like everything comes from thought and creativity.
Yeah.
And it's like they were talking about microphones, and they're like, somebody thought about the microphone first before they existed and was like, hey, like how could we make this work?
Whoa.
And then, through creativity and like imagination, you come up with the idea and then it becomes real.
Yeah.
But you have to think of it first.
You've got to come up with the idea first.
Yeah.
And then where it goes from that is just unreal.
Yeah.
It's that initial.
I think it's a combination of the creativity, imagination, and then a strong belief that it's possible. Because so many people like will have ideas of like, oh, wouldn't this be cool if we had this? But they're like, but that's not going to happen. And then it's just dead in the water. Versus like, this would be really cool. I won't stop till it's reality.
Yeah.
But I think you can do just about anything.
Insert Walt Disney quote here.
Yeah. Well, think about like what always still to this day blows my mind is like AirDrop, Bluetooth, that kind of stuff.
Witchcraft.
Yeah. Explain it to me logically. What is it?
So you know what I was thinking? I don't know how it works at all.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this the other day that like AirDrop was like, it was so crazy when it came out. But I remember Bluetoothing things to my friends in high school.
Really?
Like before smartphones
what
and
would
stuff.
you Bluetooth to them?
Like the ringtones and stuff like that.
You could
like the
send
ringtone.
them via Bluetooth or something?
I think so. I mean,
It wasn't just like a text message send or like
no,
a
you couldn't send it over text
email or
message.
something?
You had to like connect your phones over Bluetooth. Is your microphone okay?
It's all right.
Got a mind of its own.
Yeah.
But you'd like connect your phones over Bluetooth, and then you could send those little things back and forth
Okay.
over the.
So they just
particles.
rebranded it as AirDrop,
I guess
but it existed
They
already.
probably like made it more efficient or something.
Well, I mean, does AirDrop go? I wonder. This is all going to be speculation because we're not going to look it up. Like, do you think AirDrop does it go to satellites and come back? Or is it just local? Because, you know,
think
if you
it's
send a
just
text,
local,
if you send a text, it goes up
Yeah.
and it comes back, right? That's
Yeah.
what, or to whatever antenna is nearby,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know how anything works.
I don't know.
This is a completely shot in the dark. We should start with some baseline of something we actually know what we're talking about. Let's switch topics. I just think it's fun to like, how do these things work? But I also think sometimes it's almost like going to see a magician. It's a little bit more fun to not know
totally.
and be like, it's magic.
Yeah.
It is black magic. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
And someone, well, actually, the frequencies, if you get to the right radio frequency, I'm like,
They sound like
it's
too.
magic. Just let it be magic.
That happens every time I drive my car too. It's magic.
Yeah, it's way more fun. Every time you drive, no, you chat GPT'd how cars work.
GPT'd.
You know how
now
they
I
work.
know there's like sparks happening in there.
There's
and
sparks, there's pistons.
and pistons and fluids and
So many fluids.
so many fluids. And now my wheels turn, and I understand it.
That's great. Yeah.
Thank you, Chat GPT.
Thank you. Yeah.
We should ask it how AirDrop works sometime.
Yeah.
It's connected. It's connected to Bluetooth somehow because I think you have to have your Bluetooth on. You have to have Bluetooth on to
Yeah,
AirDrop.
so it is Bluetooth something.
Yeah.
But then explain how Bluetooth works. Like even taking
Why
a
is it
picture.
called Bluetooth.
I don't know.
Huh.
It's just
I was expecting you to have an answer.
it's just one of those things. I think it's actually named after Bluetooth is named after like an old like warrior like not like a Khan. What is it? Genghis Khan?
Okay.
Like a guy who was like a warrior battle king dude.
His name was Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they called him Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
I don't remember why.
What does that have to do with what Bluetooth is?
That's a great question. I saw it on a trivia game show once. I don't know anything further. I don't know anything more than what I just told you, which might also be incorrect.
Dude, trivia people blow my mind. Like
yeah.
how much random information people can hold in their head.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like so much
unreal.
of that is from like childhood built up. I
Maybe.
think because me and my brother Noah for sure, Mark too to an extent are like real bad into. So we would like quiz each other on songs.
Yeah.
Like a song would come on the radio or whatever, and we'd be like, "Oh, who sings it?" And it was kind of like whoever guessed the artist first won.
Yeah.
So, and we're competitive already, so it was always a competition. And you play that enough times with songs you listen to regularly, you get it. And then Noah really pushed that into like my dad's genre, like my parents' genres of music. So like all the oldies from like the 80s and 70s and stuff. So he knows like so many artists. Like you play him a song, you'll be like, oh, that's
crazy.
Night Ranger or whatever, you know.
Is that a real?
I think so. Might be. I think it's Night Ranger. They sing Sister Christian.
Sure there's somebody named
There's your
named
trivia
after
for the
Night
day.
Ranger.
If I was wrong, I apologize.
Give me in the comments. Give me the top song by Night Ranger.
I think it's Sister Christian.
Sister Christian.
Sister Christian, don't you dum
It doesn't
dum.
sound like Night Ranger at all.
You don't know Do you know Night Ranger?
Is that a real band?
I think so.
I've never heard of it.
You just said that doesn't sound like Night Ranger.
No. Sister Christian. Oh, Sister Christian is the song by Night Ranger is what
correct.
you're saying. Gotcha. I thought you were saying the band's name was either Sister Christian or Night Ranger.
No.
And those don't look anything alike. You're sound. Want me to fix it?
No, I got it.
Tighten the end.
For those of you just listening, I have detached my microphone because it was continuing to slip. There we go. All right. What do you think about ghosts?
Man.
My favorite thing is to just completely throw a topic
never
at
ready
you
for it.
out of
Never
left
ready for
field,
it.
and you just be like, "What?"
Is this something you've been thinking about lately?
I had a discussion with somebody today about ghosts.
Okay. How did it go?
Good. Have I told you my ghost story?
Good.
Yeah, it's real good. It was supernatural.
That
was rough. That was ugly.
That was really
yeah.
What's your ghost story?
Have I told you before or no?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Well, all right. So I was in college and I lived in a like rickety old like wooden college house, like run down, the landlord doesn't care kind of house, right? But you don't care when you're in college. You're just happy for cheap rent. Yeah. So it's that kind of house. And I lived on the second floor. My room was on the second floor. And to preface this, I'm a very deep sleeper. Like once I fall asleep, I am asleep. That's just how I am. Yeah. And I wake up when my alarm goes off. So this one night, I'm sleeping facing my window with my wall. And then I wake up and it's dark, which is weird for me at this point in time because I usually wake up, it's light. And I'm like, why is it dark? Why am I awake? I turn over, I look at my alarm clock and it's like 3 o'clock, like 3 a.m., 3 something in the morning. I'm like, that's also weird. Why am I awake? Normally I'm not awake. So I look into the middle of my room and there's just a dude standing there staring at the ceiling like this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it just looks like a real person. And at that time,
was it like a shadow?
No, it looked like a dude was standing there.
Okay.
Also to preface this, like once your eyes have been closed for a while, just any ambient light is enough to see.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like I had the light from my alarm clock.
Yeah.
My blinds were like basically shut, but like there were street lights outside and I'd been sleeping. So I had enough to see pretty decent, even though the lights were off. So there's just a dude standing in my room with like, for those of you just listening, chin straight up, like looking straight up at the ceiling, but otherwise just standing there like this. And at the time, my buddy Jake, who was my roommate, who lived like in the same floor, he would come wake me up at like 6 a.m. and we'd go work out together. Yeah. So I was not a morning person. So he would have to come physically wake me up and then we would go. Yeah. And it was like somewhat his body type. And I had just woken up. So my initial reaction was, this is Jake. Yeah. I go, Jake, like, what are you doing in my room, dude? Nothing, just staring at the ceiling. I'm like, Jake, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? Nothing. Doesn't move, doesn't say anything, staring at the ceiling. Head straight up. And then I realize it's not Jake and I freak out. I'm like, get out of my room. Like I yell at the top of my lungs and it floats towards my door.
You're kidding me.
And disappears through my bedroom door.
The door is shut.
Yeah, the door is shut. And it just, like nothing of it moves. It got like a little bit taller, it seemed, as it went through the door.
It stayed looking up the whole time?
Stayed looking up the whole time. Which I think was terrifying, actually, really terrifying. But if that chin came down, dude, and like looked, I would have probably pooped my pants.
Yeah, I would have pooped my pants anyways.
Anyways, so there's more.
There's more?
Well, that's the supernatural experience. But so I'm terrified at this point, obviously.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
I turn the lights on. I go downstairs and I'm like, what do? Like, I'm not going back to sleep. So I end up like cleaning the whole kitchen, which took me like 40 minutes. Yeah. Now it's like 4 o'clock. So it's still, everyone's still asleep. So I end up driving to Walmart because I'm like, I just want to see human beings at this point. Like I'm petrified. So I drive to Walmart, walk around for a while until like it's dawn. I go home. Later, I talked to Jake about it. And thankfully he wasn't like, oh, whatever, dude. He was like, oh, no way. That's nuts. He's like, he stayed there over the summer before this semester. Mm-hmm. And everyone else was back home for the summer because they're students. He had to work in town. So he lived at the house by himself all summer. He said during the summer, he would hear footsteps going up and down the steps. And then he would go check and nobody was there. So he tells me this after the fact. And he's like, I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want people to like freak out. But like, since you told me this, I feel like I should tell you, I heard people go up and down the stairs a couple times and there's nobody there. I was like, okay.
Oh my word.
Then he's like, whatever, on his phone. He's like, dude, do you know what today is? Like, no. He's like, it is Friday the 13th today. I was like, no way. So it was a Friday the 13th At 3 a.m., I woke up to some dude standing in the middle of my room, like staring at the ceiling. Oh my gosh. Okay, so later, I tell my other roommate.
Yeah.
We were living with a girl at the time, and she said, "Sorry, that might have been my ghost."
What?
I'm like,
what?
I'm like, first of all, your ghost? Please elaborate.
How was that not something you guys knew?
No, clearly, she didn't feel the need to tell us that she had a personal ghost. But so what she went on to tell me was when she was like a teenager, there's a guy in her town that would like terrorize kids on like Halloween and stuff. Like he was like mean old man, Mr. Jenkins kind of thing of like, everyone knew like you don't go to that dude's house. He's a jerk and he terrorizes kids, especially like Halloween time, like not to be funny, like mean, right? So you just leave his house alone. This is her telling me this story. So all of this part is secondhand.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw is firsthand. Like I saw that. Anyway, so she said that one day there was a house fire. His house burned down and he was inside. So old man Jenkins, whatever his real name was, he's dead. So the mean guy's dead.
That's what they call him though, old man Jenkins?
No, I just made it up for the story. It sounds fitting.
Yeah, it does.
So his house burnt down and he died in it. And then after that, everyone was just like, his property was like kind of abandoned with the burnt. I'm sure they cleared it out, but they're like, nobody would go near his property. It was just like, you leave that alone.
Yeah.
But on one Halloween, when she was a angsty teenager, her and her friend were like, wouldn't it be funny if we went and like danced all over his property? So like the night of Halloween, they went and like, were like dancing around his property, mocking him. And she said that since then she would like have little things that would happen to her. Like her hair dryer would turn on when she wasn't in the bathroom. Like little things would move around her house, stuff like that. So she's convinced. Again, this is secondhand.
Be my ghost.
She's like, that might be the ghost that I bring with me everywhere. Because I've never had a run-in with supernatural before that or since, but that was very real for me. And some people are like, oh, these are things people react. These are different reactions I get. One, oh, you must have still been sleeping and that was a dream.
Mm-mm.
Often when you're still when you're dreaming, you'll then wake up. Like it'll feel really real, but then you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, that was a dream. I didn't have that. And then I woke up. I was up immediately. Yeah. Like I was already awake. Someone else once was like, oh, someone probably did like a hologram into your, I'm like, who has the time, effort, energy, or the equipment to do a real life hologram in the middle of my room?
Dude, I got especially this great prank idea. It's only going to cost $2 million.
Yeah, and he's going to have to wake up at 3 a.m. Perfect timing. I was like that. I mean, I understand that you're skeptical, but like that doesn't make any sense. And some people were like, oh, you were just kind of like seeing things because you woke up from a dream. I was like, I don't know. But anyways, that's I
don't like it.
My ghost story.
I don't like it one bit, Peter.
It's very real for me. So
that's terrifying.
It was scary. But
that's terrifying.
I've heard so many like supernatural experiences that people have had. Too many to discount that it's a real thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean the supernatural, the spiritual realm is there.
Right.
I believe we are surrounded by spiritual beings at all times.
Yeah.
And that they can make themselves apparent to us in any way whenever they want. But I would not handle that well.
Yeah, no, I slept in Jake's room for like a couple weeks.
Throw anything at it or anything?
No, I just screamed. I freaked out and yelled, like, get out of my room. And it like went through it floated through my bedroom door and was gone.
Oh, you're not a girl.
What?
Wrong room. Sorry,
Wrong
man.
room. Sorry, my bad.
Man.
So I slept in Jake's room for a while. And then after a bit, I was able to sleep in my room with the lights on and the door open. And then eventually I was able to sleep in my room again with the lights off. But it took a while. It was very scary.
So this was in a house?
Yeah. Yeah, so it was my bedroom.
Was there an upstairs?
Yeah, we were on the second floor. And then there was an attic above us. So, not to get graphic, but my assumption was there was kind of one of these things maybe in the attic.
Oh, no.
And that's why he was like this.
No. Okay.
Are you uncomfortable now? To continue,
Peter, what you doing?
My brother told me a story recently.
Uh-huh.
Continuing the ghost topic.
This is the same topic.
Yeah,
Okay,
same
good.
exact topic. But I'm
Good.
going to change stories.
I'm so happy. Real quick.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a kid, like in movies and everything, like the scenes of like feet dangling after someone
It's rough.
had been hung or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it was scarring. Like
I hate that.
that is.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that at all. No, that's rough.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing that in movies either.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's your next story?
So I have a story that's not mine. So this is all conjecture, but reliable sources that I know.
Okay.
So my brother Mark has a close friend that he trusts that wouldn't lie to him, who had like a family reunion. Maybe it was a graduation party, lots of family kind of thing at his house. And he goes to the garage to like grab a water or a beer or something. And there's a lady in the garage that he ends up talking to for a while. And he doesn't recognize her or whatever, but he's just like talks to her like you would if you bumped into somebody at a party. You'd be like, hey, like, how's it going? Whatever. And then the party ends, people go home, and he ends up talking to his parents and be like, who is that lady in the garage? And they're like, what lady? Like, who? Like, describe who it was. And he described what she looked like. And they're like, that's your aunt who passed away like 10 years ago. And he was like, what? Yeah, no one else saw her at the party. She was just like, had a random conversation with him in the garage. And they're like, yeah, she wasn't here. So you just had a conversation with somebody who's passed away a while ago. And I was like, okay, I get goosebumps, dude.
Seriously.
But
like, what's the explanation?
That's a great question. Here's what I will say. And I was having this conversation earlier today with Kim at the gym. And I actually find it comforting because, in my opinion, this stuff is real. I'll go back to what I said of there's too many firsthand accounts from people who I don't think benefit from lying about these stories. There's just too many for it to be written off. So, and my own personal firsthand account. What that tells me is supernatural stuff exists. What that tells me is God exists. Because if supernatural exists, that means there's a supernatural realm, which means there is a God that is supernatural, which to me is just affirming what I already believe, which actually is comforting to me because it's okay if there's bad. Not that I think like the supernatural can really harm us. In any way. I'm not like concerned about that. I do think it exists. And I think that is further affirmation that God exists.
I can see that. When you see someone in your room staring up, you're like, oh, there is a God.
Yeah.
There's
a couple jumps of linear thinking there, but yeah, that's exactly right.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you scaring the bejesus out of me.
Oh, my word. I get scared too easily to handle something like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's different when you don't have anticipation for it. Because if it's like a scary movie, there's so much build and a scare is coming, which makes it like way worse.
Yeah.
Whereas like my brother Mark's friend, he wasn't scared because there was no anticipation of like, hey, there's a ghost in the garage if you want to go talk to him. Right?
Yeah,
like
true.
He just saw a person, like there was a lady in there and just had a conversation. I woke up and there was a dude standing in my room. There was no build up. It was just, it's here. And my initial reaction, like I mentioned, was this is probably my roommate. When you realize that it's something else, then it gets scary.
But when you see him floating out of your room, how are you not peeing your pants?
No, yeah, that was freaky, dude. That's why I said, like, I immediately turned all the lights on, ran downstairs. I'm like, I'm not going back up there. There's no way.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word, Peter.
Yeah. And so, what are your thoughts, Mark? And the interesting thing is, like, there is a sliver of possibility that it was an ocular illusion, but it was so vivid that to me that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense. And then for everything else to kind of align, like it was Friday the 13th at 3 a.m.
But so
like stuff like
thing
that.
With Friday the 13th, like Friday the 13th isn't actually. It's just from a movie, right?
I don't know.
Is there?
I think there's.
Is there like? Is there? So blah, 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 blah. I have zero knowledge about this. Did the movie make Friday the 13th a bad day, or was it a bad day prior to the movie?
That's similar to the airdrop thing. I don't know.
Help us.
But I do think that a lot of those things have some basis of like background of like there's some deeper reason for that. Like Halloween was originally like what was Halloween? You know?
Oh, you're talking about the holiday.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
Sorry.
like the movies.
I know I'm switching
like
topics.
That.
But like Halloween is rooted in like evil spirits, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was
like way back.
Yeah,
like a
holiday,
pagan thing,
a pagan holiday.
Yeah.
That's why the Christians do Reformation Day.
Right. So that was a thing, but now they've made it what it is today, like a celebration of costumes and fun and candy. But I think there's probably a similar background to Friday the 13th. It's like full moons. So if anyone works in healthcare, they know that full moons are a real thing. Like when there's a full moon,
really,
people in hospitals act different. Talk to any nurse, especially nurses who work night shift.
You don't think that's like a presupposition that like
no,
like oh it's a full moon, people are acting weird, people can act weird tonight.
Nope. No, I'm 100% convinced that there's something different in the air on like a full moon for people. Yeah. And I'm so serious because I've heard it from so many people. This isn't me making things up.
Yeah.
This is me hearing it from different people who work in like hospitals and stuff like that see different like changes in behavior. It's not like people don't turn into werewolves, but it's like, it's significantly different behavior to the point of like, oh, this plays a this is a role. This plays a factor. Plays a role.
Did you hear about the guy in Florida? It was several years ago who he was on bath salts.
I did hear about that.
And he was shot several times and was like eating someone.
I did hear about that.
I've heard that he wasn't actually on bath salts.
What? I mean, what?
I've heard that was just something that was assumed. But once they did the investigation, he wasn't actually.
He was just insane?
He was just insane. And eating.
That's very scary. Yeah, because I heard that story. But we all heard that it was bath salts. So I didn't hear the later story that wasn't true.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know. Oh my word, man! I'm not sleeping tonight.
It'll be fine.
Sure.
It'll be fine.
Right.
It's like that VeggieTales song. God is bigger than the boogeyman,
bigger than Godzilla,
or the monsters on TV. Oh. So there you go. And he's watching out for you and me one more time. Yeah, so it's all good.
Laying in bed shaking. God is bigger than the
as you pull the covers higher and higher.
That's right. Instead of my kids coming in my room, I'm going to go cuddle up with them.
Yeah. You guys feel like cuddling tonight? Daddy needs a cuddle.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Well, here, April's convinced that either there's like a ghost in our house or that someone else is living in our house.
What? Like a squatter?
Like a squatter. Yeah. What's it called? Is it called frogging or something like that?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think it's frogging. It was where someone like lives in your house and you don't know they live there.
Oh, I don't know that term.
You've never heard that?
I know of it, but I don't know what it is. Frogging might be right.
Yeah. So because we'll have like things that'll just like seem to like disappear or be moved where we didn't put it. And
that's really scary.
We'll hear noises at night. I'm like, what is that? And I'll go check it out and just like.
I had a college friend who actually had that happen.
No way.
Yeah. They found out someone was like living in one of their closets that they in the basement.
No.
Yeah. Terrifying, dude. Terrifying. They just like saw him one day in their basement. And then, like he was just like, and like, cause there was like a closet in their basement area.
Yeah.
That was like they just didn't use it. And one day it was just there. And then they found his stuff and he like had He was like kind of like homeless dude.
Did they
Like,
like find
transferred
him
into-
or find his stuff?
Yeah, they found him.
What did he do?
I don't remember. This is like, I was in college. So this is probably 6 years ago. And this
Yeah.
is them telling me the story of how
Yeah.
it happened. So my retelling isn't going to be
And
great.
every story that I've heard like that, like the person is just very like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, no,
This is where I
I
live.
think it was a very similar situation. It wasn't like they attacked
It wasn't
them.
like confrontational.
He was just
or
like,
anything
oh
like that.
yeah, like I've been
We've just been
chilling down here. And they're like, well, you can't do
I
that.
have to leave.
And he was like, oh, that's a bummer. All right.
All right. Guess we'll go find another closet.
Yeah, so that was basically it. But that to me is one of the scariest possibilities is like just finding a random person in your house that you weren't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
Mm. Mm. What's the Wisconsin guy? Is it Ed Gein? Gein?
I don't
Ed
know.
Gein, right?
I don't know.
I think it's Ed Gein. The guy. We're gonna have to like put like a warning on this
Yeah,
episode.
this is not as child friendly.
This is not Ed Gein was the guy in Plainfield, Wisconsin, that would dig up bodies and make like lampshades and stuff
Oh,
and home
that's
stuff.
gross.
From this.
what you doing, Eddie? They sell those at Goodwill. A lot cheaper.
I can just get
There's
you one.
Pre-made lampshades.
That's right.
They work pretty well.
He had like it's like what all the movies are based off of. What's the one where the guy like
Jeffrey Dahmer was Wisconsin,
yeah, he was Wisconsin too. Wisconsin just got a few
apparently.
ones, but yeah. But there's a retreat center in Plainfield, Wisconsin, where Ed Gein is from,
Oh,
and he's buried like right down the road from this retreat center and everything. And it's an awesome retreat center where pastors can go away for the night.
is that the one you mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the first time I went, I got
Is that why
there.
the land is so cheap there? Yeah, let's just make sure this is a free place for people to just come and relax.
We need
Nobody
pastors.
wants to live here anymore. Ed's dead, guys. He's dead. Also, there are no lamps for sale in the whole town.
That's right. No one's allowed to have a lamp.
You're not allowed. Lamps are forbidden,
forbidden.
lest we need shade from them. Don't get any ideas about shade, you guys.
Oh, well, the first time I went, like I didn't know anything about Plainfield, Wisconsin, and then in my small group, they shared with me the story like days before I left.
Oh,
I get there like at night, and you have to like walk through these paths to get back to the houses. It was, oh my word, I get scared easily, but that was
it was creepy.
one of the most scared I have ever been.
Yeah.
It's a wooded area, so you hear
Yeah.
like animals running around and stuff. And you're walking through this little path and all of these trees, and like, this is it. I'm going to become a lampshade.
Yeah, dude.
This is it.
It's creepy.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, it's my brother's. I never watched horror movies as a kid. Like, I would actually get terrified. A couple times we would watch scary movies at like a friend's house that I would be invited to, and I would be hiding behind a pillow the whole time.
Oh,
Like,
my
I
word.
can't
do it.
I can't do it. I don't have the stomach for it. But in my like more adult years, like mid-20s, my brothers Noah and Mark started getting into like the paranormal kind of movies.
Yeah. Mark's really into scary movies, right?
Yeah, Mark likes them quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think he likes more of the we don't like any of the gore stuff, but it's more of like the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to see any of that Saw stuff like that.
Yeah.
I find no joy in that at all.
Yeah.
But so what we watched some of the no, the name of it escapes me. Insidious is one of them, and then there's another like trio or
Insidious. There's a lot of those, right?
yeah,
Like 5 or 6.
yeah. But the reason it's kind of not as bad for me is the majority of the movie isn't scary. It's just like that kind of story. Like, they have decent storyline, but they use like, for some of them, they use God as like, or like crosses as like to fight the demons, right? So it's just a couple jump scares, which is similar to like going on a thrill ride of like, whoa, like if you go on a ride, which a lot of people who like scary movies will say it's just, the thrill of it. But, so that's the only like kind of horror movies I have watched or will watch. And the other ones it's too scary.
I think there is kind of like a fine line between like the thriller genre
Yeah.
and the horror. Because
I agree.
But I love thriller movies.
Thrillers are fun.
But that's like I can't cross that line.
I would say that in my experience, like most of the paranormal scary movies are much more to the thriller side.
Yeah.
Because the scares are kind of just like jump scares, and it's more of the build, which is kind of like what thrillers are. Mm-hmm. Which I've gotten better with. Yeah. But I also have the moral dilemma of we're supposed to, whatever is good, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, think about such things. It's like, is me watching a scary paranormal movie a good thought to put in my head? Yeah. Probably not. Yeah. So probably not the best idea.
But it reminds you of God, you said.
That's true. Yeah. And God wins in the end. They always beat the bad guy, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I watch like the thriller movies again. I can't make that leap, but like,
like Michael Jackson movies.
Just watch that music video over and over.
All right, now we're gonna get copyrighted
because our singing is so spot
all
on.
8 viewers are not gonna be able to watch. Sorry, guys.
Like Jordan Peele's movies, like those.
Get Out, I watched.
Get Out, yeah.
That's the only one I watched. I saw there were other ones that didn't look interesting to me at all. Yeah, but
those are like, those are like my.
That's like the edge, the furthest edge. Because I would say Get Out's flirting with horror. Yeah, it's definitely like the furthest thriller could get.
I was not expecting it.
Okay.
I thought it would be a thriller, and then it turned into more than that.
More
I
of
don't
a
give
horror.
anything away.
Yeah,
but yeah. So
well, and
I filtered so many jokes just because I don't want to give away the ending.
No, dude, nobody cares.
No.
Nobody cares.
No. But yeah,
don't filter your jokes. Let them out.
How it ended. Let them get out. When I watched the ending of the movie, it was at night after everyone had gone to bed.
Oh no! And you were up by yourself,
staring at the TV, and I had these conflicting things of I'm terrified, and that was an awesome movie.
Yeah,
because like there's a level of it where like I appreciate the creativity and the artistry of it too. Yeah. And that's where I do better at it, is that I recognize it's a movie.
Yeah.
And
it kind of loses a lot of the anxiety, fear, tension when you can back up further from just what you see and be like, there's a dude right here like with filming this and this is take 25, and in between scenes you're like, okay, I got this.
Reapply makeup.
Yeah, and it's like, and then they have donuts behind the dude there. It's like, it's all a production, and it's really weird when you think about what actors do.
Oh yeah,
like just constantly pretending to be some other person. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
Especially when they super get in character. What is it? What's that called? Method acting.
Method acting.
Yeah. That's another level. Another level.
It's like, because it's really happening, and you can be like, oh well, it was just my character doing this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but like you really punched that guy in the face. Like he's down there holding his face. Like, yeah, well, it's just it's just for the movie. He's a stunt double. Yeah, but you just assaulted him. So are we gonna just glaze over the fact that just happened? That's right. Well, he got paid for it, so.
Did you watch the show Jury Duty? Have you heard of it?
No.
No? So like the premise, this is not horror in the least, but the premise of Jury Duty is that it's kind of, you know what the Truman Show is?
Yeah, I've watched that.
Like the Truman Show.
Oh, okay.
Where there's a guy that's on jury duty, or that he thinks he's legitimately on jury duty, but everybody on jury, the crime is all fake. Everybody else on the jury, everybody they create this world that's all actors.
Okay.
But he doesn't know they're all actors.
Okay.
So he thinks he's actually interacting as on jury duty, like with this case and leading everybody, and but everybody else is just an actor, and they put him in like crazy situations, and he thinks it's real life. And there's a part of it where like, oh, that's cool. Like you see this honorable side of this random guy, and part of it is that's really screwed up.
Yeah. Are they recording him for entertainment, like the Truman Show?
Why does he think that
No, why are they doing this to this person? Is it
For TV
for
show?
TV?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is the Truman Show, like almost exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, yeah, not like a movie, The Truman Show, like an actual Truman Show situation.
Sure.
And that's what he said in interviews. Like I was Truman showed.
Wait. So this is a real human that wasn't acting like in a TV show?
Yeah.
So they did it to like punked. Like he had no idea.
He had no idea.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's
what?
Yeah.
How is that? That doesn't seem, that almost seems like a crime.
Right? You're
How long
like
did
messing with someone's psyche that much?
How long did they?
I mean, weeks. Because it was a jury, like, so it was for a crime. And so like the whole crime was fake and everything was fake.
Wow.
And like,
wow.
like,
I thought you were basically saying this was like a spinoff of the movie Truman Show and they made it into like a TV show. But like the actor who they were doing it to was actually still an actor, but he's like a dude like you or me.
Yeah, he's just
that they had no idea.
They had no idea.
Wow.
And so they brought him in, and he thought they were doing like a documentary on jury duty.
Oh.
And so there would be interviews and stuff like that, but he'd like be like all passionate about this case and everything. And
was there just that like one season or series of that one guy?
Season. It just came out not long ago.
That's really weird.
It was. I mean, it's crazy.
But he would like go home.
No.
At the end of the day.
No. They because
that was going to be my question. Is like, how do they keep him in the dark about it?
They came up with it. They had to be secluded at a hotel while they were on jury duty.
This is all kind of creepy and weird.
So, like, anytime they would go out, like to a restaurant, everyone else in the restaurant would be an actor, and they'd put them in situations. And so, like, legitimately, everything that he did, it was fake.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be so trippy? And then he just finds out that.
Well, now he's going to be the rest of his life. He's going to be like, "Is this another one?
Anybody?
Is this season 2?"
Well, that's what he said because he was talking. He would text one of the guys. Who's like, "I'm like paranoid that I have cameras following me."
Yeah, I feel like that was not. That's not okay. I don't think that's okay.
It'll be interesting, like how much it'll mess with him.
Wow. Also, you were just on an episode of Jerry. Everybody come out. Everybody come out. We got him.
Everybody come out. That
Dude,
was one of my
your mind would have just exploded. My name is actually Stan.
You would recognize
this whole time.
That movie.
Yeah.
That was always been one of my biggest fears is that my life is fake.
Yeah. I think everyone has that thought at some point.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of like a huge ego trip of like, I am the center of the world and everything is fake and revolves around me.
Character.
But I mean, everyone is the main character in their own world.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Isn't that crazy to think about? That's one of the wildest things.
Yeah.
Is that like everybody is living life and they have all of their own thoughts and problems.
I think about this.
Every single person is in their own world and they have their own world.
Right.
And
allegedly. Allegedly. We can't know for sure. Or here comes another theory. No, I always would get that thought when I went to school in La Crosse and there's big bluffs and you go and hike it up and you can go to the top, kind of look over and see all of La Crosse.
Yeah.
And you can see traffic and they look like these little toy cars, right? Because they're up so high. And you're like, man, each one of those people is like, one person's late for work. One person's having marital issues. The other person's like super excited for their big day. The other person's just doing another Monday and whatever. It's just another Tuesday. You know, and it's like, all this is happening right now, but like, we don't know. We're not a part of any of it.
Yeah.
But for them, it's everything.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's their life. But it means zero to me right now. They're just a little tiny car right there. And that thought is so trippy and weird.
Yeah. They're surrounded by people too that are in their own story.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I had a thought one time of what if everybody you see that's in your life is an empty shell, like an extra on a movie until you interact with them, and then their data hard drive of their whole life downloads.
Wow.
So it's like if you see a stranger on the street and you don't interact with them, they're just an empty shell of like a background character in your movie.
Yeah.
And as soon as you talk to them, their story of what their actual life has been downloads and they become that person but otherwise they're just there.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what it feels like. But obviously that's another ego trip of like,
It's all
I'm the
about
only
me,
important
the main
one,
character.
and everyone else is just floating around.
New fear unlocked. Thank you, Peter.
Or that they're all angels.
Yeah,
That's also a possibility.
there you go. And I'm actually the only person.
What if, you know what also is a real fear for me is when I was a kid, I thought
You
it'd
don't
be
really want me to guess, or
Oh, go ahead, please.
failure.
I just start weeping. Yeah, you got it. Actually, that is. But on a lighter note, not ready for therapy right now. Although, yes, that's it. You know me well. When I was a kid, I thought it would be so cool to be the only person in the world. Like everyone else just like disappeared because I could like go do whatever I wanted. I could go like take anything I wanted from all the stores. I could drive whatever car I wanted. I could do anything. Everything is fair game. The whole world is mine. But now that's actually like a terrorizing fear I have is like one day, like I get home and Shereen and Henry aren't there.
Gone. Yeah.
And then like I go back outside and no cars are moving.
Yeah.
And there's no sounds other than just like nature sounds, like animal sounds. And I like look around like everyone just like is gone.
Yeah.
Like now that's like sounds like terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to be by myself.
It is terrifying.
So I don't know what that switch was. Me just realizing like, oh, you need human interaction.
Yeah.
Like if you and I went upstairs and there was just nobody,
Yeah.
like that's terrifying.
Well, there's nobody upstairs right now. You're good.
No, I mean like in the whole world.
Oh.
Not just upstairs in this building. Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
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 My two biggest fears are birds and puddles. Legitimately. Absolutely terrified.
Puddles?
Oh, puddles, without a doubt.
Puddles?
Oh my goodness. You don't know what's at the bottom of it. You can't see the bottom of a puddle. How brave are you to just by faith step into a puddle? You don't know that that's not a hole dropping into an abyss.
Have you seen videos of people doing that?
Yes, I have.
Is that what scares you?
It's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
People just like drive and like, oh, I'm just going to drive through this puddle. Goodbye, person. Never to
Goodbye.
be seen again.
Yeah. Or someone who jumps into it thinking it's a puddle and they're
They
just
just go
gone.
all the way down?
They're just gone. Yeah, that is very funny.
That's, oh my word. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
I didn't know how many people were scared of birds. I know like 10 people now, and you're on that list. There's so many people who are scared of birds. And the first person who told me, I was like, you're joking. Like, how would you be scared of birds? Like, and then a second person told me. And then I heard someone else who's scared of birds. And now it's like, dude, there's so many people afraid of birds.
Yeah.
What caused this bird fear of yours?
What caused the birds?
What? Tell me about it.
The birds?
I don't know that.
You've never seen the birds?
I've never seen the birds.
Well, don't watch it because you'll be scared of birds.
Beaks everywhere.
Oh my word. That and then there's a scene in the Passion of the Christ, the Mel Gibson one.
Oh yeah, I know.
Where
that.
there's a thief on the cross and the bird like pecks out his eye.
Yeah, that's no good. But you're alive, so you can just shoo it away.
Well, yeah, it's no big deal to have your eye pecked out by a bird.
If you're dead, you don't care.
He wasn't dead yet in the movie. No, he was alive, but he was on a cross. So he
I forgot that part. I thought
get
it was,
away.
It was already.
No, he wasn't dead yet.
Oh, now you should be very scared of birds then.
I'm terrified. And then like
especially if you're in Rome.
Every once in a while, like you can see them teaming up, and they're like you can hear their chirping plan. And they're coming up with a plan to overtake the world, man.
Oh my gosh, they're organizing an attack on you, dude.
Yeah.
I might help them.
They are foul. You get the joke?
They're foul. That was good. Wow.
Yeah. But that, man, it's terrifying. The other day I was mowing, and I was mowing around a tree, and one of them must have gotten mad because he tried to unalive me. Like, darted out right in front of us, like this far away.
So they will physically try and attack you.
I don't know if it was on purpose or on accident, but I think it was a physical attack.
Wow.
I think he's been planning it for years now. And him and his friends have talked, and they felt as though that was the appropriate time to end me.
But they didn't succeed.
They didn't. But you just wait.
Wow.
I was driving one time. Oh man, I was driving one time, and there was this hawk or something I don't know how it happened. I was driving. It ran into my side passenger mirror. It just ran into it, and my mirror came off the car and everything. I was able to find my mirror, and I picked it up. And
did you see it come from the front, or did it come from behind your car? You didn't see it, and it just took the mirror.
I think it came from the side. I think.
Yeah. So did you see it? You saw it coming in too?
No, I didn't see it coming in. I saw it hit.
Okay.
And then I realized, that must have been a bird trying to kill me. And so then I went back and found it.
Of course it was a bird trying to kill you.
All they think about.
Oh my gosh.
And so I went back to try to find it, and it was huge. I have a picture on my phone. It was a huge bird just laying there dead. I won the battle. But I looked up, and its friend was going around.
Oh, man.
Swarming around me. Dude, I booked it.
Oh, my
I booked
gosh.
it.
You will never drive in a convertible.
But he told his friends. They're after me.
Gosh. That's why I don't kill spiders anymore. Because I'm afraid their whole family will come after me.
This is the guy.
They have like ESP, and they're just like...
Why do I think it's so ridiculous when it's just applied to another animal?
Yeah.
Spiders?
Clearly
That's
the birds.
So silly. Spiders aren't going to communicate like that. If they were as smart as birds.
They use AirDrop and Bluetooth to communicate.
That's right.
I'm about to get crushed by this human. Everybody... organize an attack against him. Go, go, go.
ESPIDER. You spider.
I'm just going to have to take a deep breath on that one. That was like 8 levels above where I normally am. And I'm so impressed with you. I'm proud of you. I'm impressed with you. And that was fantastic. Anybody who missed it, rewind and listen again.
Oh, man.
Wow. That was amazing.
So there's a lot of things.
I'm so glad you let that come out. Because there's that little flag in your head. Anytime you have like a little bit of a joke, they're like, ding. All right, we're going for it. Or like, nah. And you're like, we're doing it.
It's generally
we're going.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm so glad that you committed. Oh, man. So the birds are out to get you.
Oh, without a doubt. There's so much to be
What do you
scared
do
of in this
if
world.
birds are chasing you and the only way to run away is puddles in front of you? Is that a nightmare scenario for you?
Yes.
Nightmare.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
that
just
is very
deciding
funny.
how you gonna go out.
So you have like normal people fears, like
What are
tangible
yours?
things. I'm trying to think like if I used to be pretty scared of spiders, but I'm really not anymore. Shireen is terrified of snakes. She's a little bit better, but she was at a point where she couldn't watch them on TV.
Oh, wow.
Like if it was a commercial and there was a snake, she would actively close her eyes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
She can watch them on TV now.
Good.
But if she would see one in real life, she would freak out. But I don't really have any like animal. I went swimming with sharks. Like that was probably one of my biggest fears. I'm like, oh, I'm good now.
Yeah.
Conquered that, baby. Birds don't scare me. I got chickens at my house.
Well, like when you're at the beach, imagine yourself sitting on the beach.
Yeah.
You open up a bag of chips.
Mm-hmm.
You're not overcome with fear.
What are you talking about? Why? The chips are going to get me?
No, the seagulls.
Oh my God.
Seagulls will attack
Oh
you.
my. I've never been attacked by
Swarms of
seagulls.
seagulls?
Never.
Dude.
Maybe it's like, you know how mosquitoes will like target individuals? Like some people will be like, oh, all these mosquitoes. And then you know that one guy is just like, I haven't gotten bit once. And you hate that guy. I'm that guy with birds. And you're the guy with the mosquitoes that get bit all the time. But it's the birds come for you.
I was at the beach and there's this person who was eating cheese balls. And so a bird came up real close and startled them. And they jumped and launched cheese balls everywhere. And birds from everywhere came when that person was never seen again. It's gone forever.
They picked him up with their little seagull legs and carried him away.
Carried him off.
Dropped him in a puddle. You are not going to sleep tonight. There's not a chance. That is so funny.
I have a dream of a bird just in my room looking up.
Wow, this has been fun. This has been very fun. I'm glad it's been a lighter discussion. Well, actually, no, it was ghosts and our deepest fears. That's not very light.
Deepest fears.
It's not very light at all, but it felt fun.
It was a little abnormal.
Yeah,
it was a little abnormal.
A little supernatural.
Man, oh goodness.
Wow.
What's your fear?
Yeah. Comment below.
Comment below. Smash that like button.
Gosh, so you know what's annoying is that people will like use those things that bother you, but for the general like majority of viewers, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why they do it.
Because it works.
Because it works to like the general audience. If you say, smash that like button, remember to subscribe and whatever.
Yeah.
And like we say it, but we're like, hey, if you wouldn't mind like liking the video and subscribing, we'd really appreciate it because it matters and it helps us a lot. Yeah. But like, and like, that's how I would want to see somebody say it. But that doesn't work.
That's nice. Scroll.
Yeah, but that doesn't work. So
right.
people won't. And you're just like, man, okay. Okay. I'll go back to my normal life now. My dad was right. This podcast is stupid. What am I doing? I don't know what that voice is. That's my Stan coming out.
That's good. You are Stan.
You are Stan. All day, dude. You're going to be wondering if I'm a real guy or an actor.
I'm going to get on Google.
Yeah.
Stan.
I don't exist.
Peter Stanbrenner.
Stanbrenner. Yeah. Huh?
It's real.
It's real.
Happening.
Would you be upset if this was like a Matrix situation scenario?
I've never watched The Matrix, so I don't know.
Okay. You want me to explain it?
Sure.
So The Matrix basically is, at least in the movie, everybody's life is artificial, fake. Like you're in a fake world, but you're actually like plugged in.
Gotcha.
And everything is in your brain. It's happening for real, but that's not real life. And then he gets like unplugged, and then he sees what the real life is, which is like scary, and like you're fighting against machines, and like, but you can get plugged back in and like interact with people in the Matrix.
But
you know that it's not real. But if you die in the Matrix, I'm pretty sure you die in real life too. I haven't seen it in a while, but
what's the red pill, blue pill?
Red pill, blue pill is remaining in the Matrix. So that's the blue pill. Blue pill, he offers Neo at the beginning. Morpheus offers Neo. The blue pill, the red pill. Blue pill is he forgets they had a discussion. He forgets that there's anything called the Matrix, and he goes back to being completely blind to it, and he's just this day to day. Red pill, he sees the world for what it really is, and they continue to teach him like what the Matrix is and like show him all the real stuff, which is scary, but at least you know the truth. So he took the red pill, and that's what the Matrix is.
Why does he have to take a pill for that?
I don't know. It's a movie.
You just like check a box?
Probably. It's more symbolic that way, I think. But that's why they call people like red pilled. Have you heard that phrase?
No, like they're on the internet to reality.
Yeah, it's like you're awake to what's really going on in the world.
So they're red pilled.
To the elites and people who control us. You're red pilled. Yeah.
Advil.
I think Advil's blue. Isn't Advil blue? Pretty sure.
Like Aleve was blue.
Maybe I'm thinking of Aleve.
Oh no, there's some Advil ones that are blue though, like the blue gel ones.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, I think we're trailing off.
I think it's time to call it.
I think we're going. Let's check the time. 58, baby.
Boom!
Right on schedule. Nailed it.
Well, thanks for watching. Work in Progress with Mark and Stan.
Oh my God. Why'd I pick Stan? I don't know. Anyways, we appreciate you for listening.
Absolutely. Smash that like button.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to hate us if we turn into those people. Ah, man. But I mean, if it gets us a following,
share this podcast with 5 people, or else you're gonna have bad luck.
Oh yeah, it's like those email chains that get sent.
Are awful.
Oh yeah. It's true though. Yeah. Or birds will follow you around.
Will follow you
if
everywhere.
you don't like and subscribe and share. Smash it.
You're gonna see a bird in your room and be like, "That's my bird." Sorry. Sorry. Thanks for watching, guys.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Have fun. Love you guys. Bye.